that, I think would be an interesting tangent to get your perspective on, because looking at the draft again, you see these guys are coming from all over the place. So we got Slovakia, we got the KHL, we got WHL, we got SHL, we got National Development Program, high school kids, whatever. So if we're looking over into Europe and over into Russia, so you went to Russia to train.
Yep.
You've been to Sweden. You've been, I don't know,
Finland.
you've been most of these places, and you have resources in those places, like somebody like Paulie who coaches over there and all that kind of stuff. So if you had to compare like some of the focuses and differences in how they develop players and kind of where they put their emphasis, if you're Russian versus some of the Swedish or European leagues versus in North America versus even Canada to the States or whatever, do you remember like when you're over there training? I'm particularly thinking about Russia. When you were over there training the Russian players, was there a particular focus or things you saw that were different in the way they did things in terms of training their players to get them ready for professional? That was how they did it, or what the process was, or what the comparison looks like.
It was, I think, one of the reasons Igor brought me over, because it was kind of going in shambles, the training. In his mind, it was kind of like there was no clue. So when I went there, I think that's what the case was. He actually told me that. He goes, our coaches need to see good practices and good training because it's gone. So I can't give you a good answer on that. And their fitness was like, there wasn't anything fancy, man. There wasn't this anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
That's surprising. I'm thinking of like old Soviet Union, military camp,
yeah,
right?
But this is the thing. That's how it used to be.
Right.
And to me, that's kind of the best, except for it was extreme.
Yeah.
But like, I was with Igor's son a couple of times. I go, where's the gyms around here? And we were in Balashika, just outside of Moscow. And it was like, we were talking to the boys about this yesterday, how Moscow was like, every girl that walks by is, I mean, within reason, a high percentage of girls that walk by are wearing nice skirts, their hair's done, they're beautiful, like classy. And it's like, this is like downtown Moscow. You go, this is unbelievable. It's like modern. And then you go where I was staying in Balashika, and it's like, what the hell? Toothless, homeless, and there's nothing familiar. So Igor's brother goes, yeah, people go here, they do chin-ups on monkey bars and stuff like that, parks and stuff. So training was horseshit until you're in a club situation. So I don't know. So Igor brought me over there to actually teach. So that when I was there's a whole bunch of coaches watching my things and asking questions and filming to take stuff with them. So not a good comparison.
Yeah.
What was good is how they did it before, which I think resembles what they do in Sweden, Swiss, because my best friend is Paulie DiPietri. He's assistant coach with Lugano in Switzerland with Chris McSorley, and he was with Zug before in Switzerland, and they have the club system. So the club systems are very similar to what soccer does.
Yeah.
Only they don't necessarily take them all over the world. And to me, that's your best training. Is it doable here in Canada? I think it is. But it's got to be a whole flip of the mind. And Eric Wellwood and I were talking about that before. Wouldn't that be something to do the club system? So like instead of the OHL just being the OHL, that you had NHL teams that had teams, junior teams or club teams or whatever, and then you actually just don't make the playoffs every year. You're not even in the league. You have to qualify. So then it takes your development, just like soccer. I'm just saying what soccer does.
Yeah.
Then you develop, and now the Detroit Red Wings actually give a shit about a 10-year-old.
Right. Yeah.
They see this kid, it's a 10-year-old that's actually good, and they put him in a system like what's the Ronaldos and the whatever, right? And they develop in that, and then if they're not good, they go back home.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that is the best system because you're learning the system within the system and the training, and it's like you're programmed, right?
And that's the European system. That's how they're doing
more
hockey over there.
Well, I think I'm not saying everywhere, but they do have like the good programs. Like EV Zug in Switzerland has the pro team, the junior team, the junior whatever you call the JV whatever, all the way down club, and they do their training. It's school, it's whatever. I think that's the best way, and I think you know what, the way this crazy shit's going right now. Why not?
Yeah.
Like I would have said a few years ago, like let them have fun and all that stuff. But people are moving away and doing crazy shit anyways. I actually think that maybe that's the way to go. Yeah. I'm not saying 10, but I'm saying probably maybe around the Bantam age, when you start identifying kids that are 12, 13 years old, and you put a program. So let's just say like in the southwestern Ontario region, if you put a program that's like you take a big Chrysler or Hiram Walker or a big booze company, a big like $1 billion company, and they say, yeah, let's invest in this, just like Liverpool does. They have a big, huge corporate sponsors, and it's like that's their business.
Yeah.
So like let's just say one of our local billionaires around this area or hundred to millionaire guy says, I'm going to develop this team. And you have this, right? Think about it. This is actually a great setup.
I know this is what I was just
Right?
going to get to. Yeah.
So your coaches come in and you're coaching the 12-year-old team. Okay, that's your job, Eric. And where did you coach before? Well, you were the head coach of the you're the head coach of the Oshawa Generals before. You did that for 5 years. Really? You're going to coach Bantam? Yeah. We're here to develop kids. We're developing for this program, and then now you have your coaches all in one system.
Yeah.
You have the same thought patterns, like you got the same people thinking the same thing, same goal. So like now your success as a Bantam coach or a U14 coach has a huge stake into how the pro team and the junior team develop. So now, do you think the pro coach or like if Steve Yzerman, we'll say we're the Detroit Red Wings organization, right? Club Detroit. Club Red Wings.
Yeah.
So now you're here training kids, and you're outside of my program now, like Steve Yzerman's program. No, you're not spending enough time on small area games. You're not doing it. You have to do that, and or else you're fired, and you care because you might be the next coach of the club team or the pro team one day.
Yeah.
Right. And you're taking these kids up, and it's a family. So the next thing is you've got the 14s seeing on the ice after or before the 15s or the 16s, and the 16s seeing the juniors. Everybody wants to get to that next level, and you know what it takes.
Yeah.
And you see everybody every day, the dedication, the hard work, the everything rubs off, and that's my biggest thing ever. And anything I do, everything you do is the same thing. Who you hang out with, I'll tell you who you're going to be like.
Yeah.
So if you're around like-minded people that are actually goal-driven and in the same system, your chances of success are a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing too is I think a lot of places, they try to act like they're doing that anyways without it being like an official system where that's actually happening one step to the next, because that's probably what you'll see. I know what you're saying in other sports, it's like that with soccer, particularly in Europe, where you have that this step, then this step, then this step, then this step. And I think people are, like you said, people are looking for that anyways, and that doesn't mean you have to be a lunatic parent or a lunatic person but if that's what the process is, that's what the process is.
Well, but you're not a lunatic if your kid is okay. So you're a lunatic if you think your kid's a superstar and he's 10.
Yeah,
kind of a lunatic.
Yeah,
but you have to nurture his skill. I get that. But once you start getting 14, 15, there is a time where, like we were talking about playing all kinds of sports, there is a time where you do have to start dialing in, okay, I want to be a hockey player.
Right.
So at that point, that's where those systems could come in really handy.
Yeah.
Or really intelligently, maybe.
Yeah, and it would be good if you had like an affiliation like that where it's like minor up to junior, up to the next level, up to the next level, because that you incentivize people to actually care about the kids. Because we were talking about this even today. It's like you can pour your heart and soul into a kid, but they have so many places to go, so many things that they can do, and so many different people in their ear all the time that they have a hard time sticking to the plan, right? They have a hard time sticking to the process because they don't see that track. It's not laid out for them the way that we do things here.
Yeah.
And it'd be really good. Like we were talking about the one kid today, it'd be awesome if there was just like, this is the track you're on, stick to this process and don't do things that are going to undercut your track, right?
Yeah. That's right.
And it's important that people understand that. But the way that the systems are now with how they develop kids, it's not really like they have that this is what the process is outlined and defined where they can see it.
Right.
So for those kids that are at the age where they can start to be serious, they don't really know where to go or what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, can you imagine? So I was thinking about this as we're speaking. So can you imagine, like, people move away now. People go to like you said, they're all over the place spending all kinds of money. So now if a club owned you now they own you. They own you now. That's fine though. And then if you're just not good enough to make it, they can release you, and then or another club is able to buy you. It's going to cost you. Like if I develop you now, here's the other interest in developing a player. If I can develop you, and you've been in PowerTech or Detroit Red Wings system since 14 or 12, whatever, and I've developed you, and you're really good. And now if Club Chicago wants you, like it's financially good for you'll pay.
Yeah,
you're going to pay.
That's right.
But now think of this. It makes life actually kind of simpler. Your club Detroit, Club Detroit is run by Steve Eiserman, let's say, or whatever company, and now we have one power skating coach or two. This power skating coach doesn't have to run around all over the freaking place with their skates,
Yeah,
trying
it's
to teach it,
centralized,
trying to
yeah.
get things. Now they can have this, 4 or 5 teams that they work with exclusively, and the power skating is run by her or him.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the skill stuff and the coaching and the X's and O's and stuff, the fitness, and then these people can sit together and like collaborate as a team. I think it's the best way to go.
Well, and it
And,
brings
okay,
that.
and here's
Yeah.
Maurice Sider,
Yeah.
Detroit Red Wings. He was a first round pick. Remember a couple of years ago? Was it last year, the year before, when he was drafted? People were like, "What? Why would they take him? They had all these other people. I think he went 5th or 7th overall." Well, guess what? He just won this year. He won the was it the Calder?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Calder.
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Victor Hedman didn't.
Yeah.
And he's like big like that, and he
Yeah.
plays. He might be better than that. Who
Yeah.
knows?
That's right.
So he came out of a German system like that.
Well, and the thing